Hello and welcome to the first episode of This Month in Bionicle. My name is Nescent, and in this series, I'll be offering monthly coverage of the latest news from the world of Bionicle. In November, these images of next year's sets were unearthed from the LEGO.com website. This is officially our first close look at the 2016 lineup, and already we can see there is a lot in store for next year. For starters, the new Toa each have a gear sticking out of their waists. In next year's sets, the arm swinging gear function is gone, replaced by a waist swivel function. This function has been seen before in the 2003 set Makuta Pterodax. Activate the gear on his waist, and the entire upper body will rotate. We also see a new torso armor piece for each of the Toa, some custom arm designs which deviate from the CCBS formula we've come to know, and an overall more mechanical aesthetic than was seen in the 2015 sets. There are also a slew of new pieces, and some old ones, like the Vorax armor introduced in 2009. Now let's take a closer look at next year's Toa. First up is Onua. I've been seeing mixed reactions to this set. Most can agree that, as a standalone set, the new Onua looks solid. There's a lot of transparent purple, his weapon looks creative and fun, he's the only Toa to have unique feet, and his chest printing looks great. However, without the hulking shoulders and hunched back, which were key points of his 2015 form, the new set lacks character. His mask is also wildly different from his old mask, so overall, this set bears little resemblance to Onua's previous incarnation. Lua, the rambunctious, flighty one of the group. The 2016 version of Lua does a good job looking sleek and energetic. Lua's weapons feature a simple spinning function, and there is a nice selection of parts to be found in this set, from the new elemental swords to the 4 Vorax armor pieces. Without Keytorange, Lua has an extremely simple color scheme, but overall I personally feel that this is a very well designed set. Pohatu. In 2015, Pohatu got a lot of flack for being an overly simplistic set. While the other Toa had creative shoulder armor, inspiring adrenaline modes, and well-incorporated gear functions, Pohatu had boomerangs that could attach to his feet, and that's about it. I think this new Pohatu tries some new things that at least make him more creative than his previous form. His chest and legs are built using dark tan. He has the first ever recolor of the classic Glatorian neck piece. He sports some very unique upper arms, and carries a two-handed electric spear. The rock chained to his weapon is an excellent throwback to the original Pohatu, and while it remains to be seen how this set will hold up in person, I'm just glad that this version of Pohatu has a lot more going on. Tahu was the poster boy of 2015, so it's fitting that next year's Tahu will be gold. Very gold. In fact, he's got more gold pieces than red, and while this is upsetting to a lot of fans, I think it looks nice. The set also has a special action feature. When rotated, the gears on his weapons will trigger the blades to strike forward and back. Kopaka was my favorite set in 2015, so I was very excited to check out his new form. Some things carried over from the old set, like his blue hands, large shoulder armor, and dark blue details, so he looks recognizable enough. Like the original set in 2001, Kopaka carries a sword. He's also got some very creative upper arms, the new take on the Mask of Ice, and some nice printing on his chest that reminds me of icicles. The gold on his knees stands out atrociously, but that's only because he comes packaged with another set, which I'll address later. Finally, we have Gali, the majestic Toa of water. This set features an asymmetrical design and a few orange pieces which add a lot of contrast to her color scheme. Her two-handed spear is awesome, featuring such details as a hilt, a chained knife, and some sort of spiked propeller. Take a closer look at the masks of the Toa and you'll see that they are all blended with silver. The gold masks are blended as well with appropriate transparent colors, and all the masks have Nuva symbols etched to their foreheads. These Nuva symbols were an important part of the original Bionicle story and have been seen a lot in recent Bionicle artwork. The symbols are even present in each of the Toa's chest printing, so it's likely that they will be an important part of next year's story. Overall, I'm excited for next year's Toa sets. I don't love the silver blended masks, and it's disappointing to see the new sword piece used so much, but all of the new mask designs and pieces look fantastic, and the sets are packed with action features. The smaller sets in next year's lineup are creatures. Most of them feature familiar designs: a bird, a scorpion, a fish, and like the protectors, each creature set includes a small adversary. Overall, the creatures strike me as a diverse group of sets. There's a great variety of designs, and several different gear functions. The creature of Earth, called Terak, is a purple mole-like set. It's got some nice transparent purple pieces and a simple digging function. Press down on the set's tail and its arms will swipe downward. Uxar, creature of jungle, features large, transparent apple-green wings, a wing flapping function, and several spiky appendages. The set does a good job resembling a mosquito and comes with some pretty nice pieces as well. Kitar, creature of stone, resembles a desert scorpion. The set features a slashing function, 4 legs, and a stinger tail. It's not the most creative tail, but regardless, it's a pretty nice set with the creative body type and some nice parts. Ikir, creature of fire, is a phoenix of sorts with fiery wings and huge clawed feet. This set also features flapping wings and has an interesting and pleasing color scheme. Melum, the creature of ice, is sold bundled with Toa Kopaka. Melum is the only creature which does not include a shadow trap. This set uses a grabbing gear function. When activated, Melum's arms come together. Lastly, here is Akida, creature of water. Akida uses almost no CCBS, has lots of fins, a slender, fish-like design, and carries dual mounted stud launchers with propellers attached. Aside from the creature of ice, each of the creatures includes a shadow trap. As you can see, the shadow traps have unique, colorful builds, and are a lot more impressive than their skull spider counterparts. They are also able to open and close as well as articulate their legs, and if you look closely, each shadow trap is appropriate for the element for which they're built. The water trap has a propeller, the earth trap uses drills, and so on. Overall, I'm thrilled that we're getting wild beasts, and I'm also glad that the creatures are being given names upon release. The 2015 Protector sets did not have unique names until later in the year, which was confusing and disappointing. It seems that LEGO is listening to their fans, and not only that, the new names sound good and are more consistent than those of the Protectors. The new Toa sets are also able to combine with their respective creatures. This is a simple feature that adds a lot to the whole wave. When combined with the creature, the Toa gain extra power and look different. This process is done much the same way that the Avmatoran could combine with the Toa Fantoka in 2008. Onua doesn't gain anything too fascinating from his combination. I think the bulked up shoulders are a little too much, as his shoulders are already huge. Lua, on the other hand, is like an entirely different set when combined with Uxar. The huge wings look proportional and practical, and the merged silver mask fits him well. Additionally, the wing flapping function adds a level of playability to the set. Pohatu, combined with Katar, looks burdened more than anything. There's not really anywhere to place the creature's legs, and it doesn't look like Pohatu's legs would offer enough support to balance the creature on his back. At any rate, the creature's slashing function would add some playability to the set. Tahu's combination looks splendid. Like Lua, the wings look formidable and complement the set a lot. I actually think Tahu looks better when combined with Ikir. Kopaka and Melum are sold in the same package, so if you own either set, you'll be able to build the combo model. In his regular form, Kopaka only has gold on his knees, so Melum really helps balance that color out. That said, aside from some oversized shoulder armor, I'm not sure how Kopaka benefits from being combined with his creature. It also doesn't seem like the creature's gear function would work at all when combined. Combined with the creature of water, Gali has fins sticking out everywhere and shoulder-mounted stud launchers. I think she benefits the most from her combination as far as power goes, and Akida's color scheme really goes hand in hand with Gali's. Overall, I think that the combinations are a much more fun feature than the adrenaline mode of this year's Toa, and offer a great incentive to buy all the sets. Umarak the Hunter is the only villain in this winter wave. He's a powerful, camouflaged menace featuring huge antlers, a poisoned bow, clawed feet, and spikes and chains sticking out of every corner. He's got some nice details like the ammo clip strapped to his waist and the shadow trap's shoulder armor. Like the Toa, Umarak is able to combine with the creatures. And you may have noticed, the set also includes the Mask of Control. This is the mask which belonged to Makuta before he swapped it out for the Mask of Ultimate Power. The mask is fairly different from its appearance in the animations. Whereas the animation depicted it with huge, broad horns, the actual mask has small, flat horns. They actually look more like ears to me, and although the larger horns probably would have been more menacing, the mask looks nice next to the Mask of Creation, and I like the design. I definitely think Umarak is a far more impressive villain than the Lord of Skull Spiders, and the Mask of Control is just icing on an already awesome set. This poster was included in the latest LEGO magazine, and it offers a first look at the 2016 Bionicle story. To summarize, the Toa heroes will be sent on a mission to find, tame, and unite with the creatures which are sources of raw elemental power. Only with the power of the creatures will they be able to defeat Umarak and recover the Mask of Control. Meanwhile, Umarak is also hunting down the creatures with the goal of enslaving them using his shadow traps. Personally, I love the hunter theme, Umarak certainly seems evil, and I'm looking forward to seeing how next year's story develops. During a Bionicle Designers presentation at Brick Fair, New Jersey, several new photos were put on display. Among them were a handful of never-before-seen concepts and prototypes for the 2015 Bionicle sets. Here you can see concept art for the summer skeleton sets. These look like actual prototypes for Skull Scorpio and Skull Basher. This is a prototype for Mask Maker vs. Skull Grinder. These are some Protector prototypes. This looks like a concept for a massive combiner called Cultical. You can see the rest of these images on BZPower's Instagram. November was the month of Earth over on Bionicle's Facebook page. Each month, LEGO has been celebrating a Bionicle element with artwork and mocks, and encouraging fans to do the same. This month's painting by Bionicle designer Matt Bedecker features Onua, Master of Earth, channeling his elemental power in what I assume to be the region of Earth. In the background, we can see some of the other Toa horse playing, Lua is climbing a pillar, and in the middle of the painting is Onua's Nuva symbol. Previous paintings have shown some comical things like coffee, a cinnamon roll, even roasted marshmallows. The rest of this art can be found on the LEGO Bionicle Facebook page. There is some more news in the art department, as Artwork Studios, the visual development studio responsible for creating the concepts and backgrounds for the Bionicle webisodes, shared these materials. There are almost 24 high-resolution concepts and backgrounds to look at, and I definitely suggest checking them all out. Earlier this year, LEGO released a series called Inside Bionicle, which was a series of brief videos in which Bionicle designers showed off concepts and designs for the Toa sets. Similar videos were released this month for the summer sets and are available for viewing on Bionicle.com. Last month, in October, the LEGO Bionicle Facebook page hosted a building challenge called Bionicle Mask Maker, in which participants were asked to build a life-sized mask using Bionicle parts. The winners were recently announced, and Sean and Steph Creations was awarded a 14-karat solid gold mask of creation for winning grand prize. That marks the 8th solid gold Bionicle mask distributed this year, and you can see all the contest entries on the Bionicle Facebook page. With November coming to a close, Christmas is right around the corner, new Bionicle books are being released, and new Bionicle sets will probably start appearing on shelves in the coming weeks. And as 2016 draws near, so does the upcoming Netflix series Bionicle: The Journey to One. So tell us, what do you think about next year's sets and story? We'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and visit BZPower.com for Bionicle news, creations, and discussion.